Kev, back in action away to Eastleigh on Saturday. Quite a staggering journey. How has preparation been for this one?
Yeah, been good. We've had a good week again. Before we go into a run of fixtures, 4 games in 9 days is going to be a challenge for us. But yeah, we'll be well prepared. We are well prepared for the Eastleigh game, which, as you rightly say, is a long trip for us. But that's no excuse. We'll get down there in plenty of time and look forward to the game at the weekend. So, we've had a good week to reflect on the Southend game, the positives and the negatives. So we know what we need to do going into the game. I think from a defensive point of view, we look really solid at the weekend, back to a nice clean sheet, which we haven't had for a while. So it's a platform to build on now. It's a challenge for our offensive players to step up and score us some goals and create goals and to try and win this football match.
Yeah, in training, has the focus been more, building on that defensive performance, as if you looked more at, chance creation and looking to improve offensively?
Yeah, well, so you work on both of it. Defensive side, we can't just think we've cracked it. So we're still working on that. But the week's probably been mainly focused on offensive work, getting in right areas. When players do that, what you're going to do? Find that bit of composure, that bit of quality to try and put the ball in the back of the net or create an opportunity. So, my message to the players after the game Saturday was, our defenders did the job. I know you defend from the front and you defend as a team, but the keeper and the back four kept a clean sheet, which I was asking for, and I bring the 2 defensive midfielders into that as well. But offensively, I thought we was a bit off it on Saturday. There's a lot more in the tank, so the challenge to those players is who's going to step up and create goals and score goals. So we can't always rely on Big Manny to get those goals. We need other people to chip in. So it's something that the players have taken on board. It's something we worked on this week, and now they've just got to put it into practice at the weekend.
You've mentioned the fixture schedule there. I think it's 4 games in some 9 or 10 days. So do you have to keep that in mind with your squad depth and team selection and how you want to play?
Well, you pick the strongest. I'll pick the strongest team that I possibly can, and a team that I feel can win the game on Saturday. And I worry about the Gateshead game after Saturday. You can't think 2 steps ahead. We've got to focus on getting the points we need from Saturday, and then we'll assess the squad for Tuesday night, and I'll pick a team for Tuesday that I feel is going to go and win there. So it's our main focus is on Eastleigh. Yes, we've got a grueling schedule coming up, but so have most of the other teams in this league. So the big thing for me is I need to try and keep everyone fit, keep a bigger squad as I possibly can, so that I can, I'm going to have to rotate players in the next 9 to 10 days. So like I say, we'll assess it after Saturday.
Spoke about a player already, Manny D, playing for the England C team on Tuesday night. Probably a relief as well that he's come through unscathed and played half an hour, but nonetheless a great experience for Manny.
Magnificent. I was buzzing for him when I watched it and seen him pull on, running around with an England shirt on. It brought back memories. Doesn't matter what level you're at, it's an honour. So I'm sure he'll be back in the building this morning, buzzing and looking forward to the rest of the season, having represented his country. So it's a shame he couldn't get on the score sheet, but nevertheless he's done something that hundreds of other people that haven't done them and would love to do. So yeah, buzzing for him, and hopefully now he'll take that that confidence into the remainder of the season for us.
Yeah, if you look at the Eastleigh squad, I think one player who sticks out, Paul McCallum, top of the league goal scoring charts at the minute, but no doubt you can take confidence going into the game on the back of a clean sheet that you might be able to stop him.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a challenge for us. The goals he's scored in a side that's relishing towards the bottom end of the league, it makes it even more impressive. He's a goal scorer and he's got that experience as well, and you give him half a chance in the 18-yard box, he'll score a goal. So we've got to be very, very wary of him. We've got to be solid defensively, which I felt we was at the weekend. I felt we dealt with their threat, their 2 strikers who were a handful as well. So we dealt with them, never looked really in danger. They threw everything at us, as Eastleigh will. Quigley as well plays alongside them, kind of 2 big lads. So they're an aerial threat, but we're pretty good in that area. We've got the 2 aggressive lads in Luke and Parks who have done excellent. So it'll be a good battle, good matchup. and if we deal with that, then it's down to what we do when we turn over possession and we're attacking them. So it's definitely a threat. He's played 90 minutes on Tuesday, so he'll be going back to his club again full of confidence, having played for his country, so we need to be wary.
How have you assessed Eastleigh so far over the last 2 weeks? I think that they've struggled in the last 3 or 4 games. A defeat last time out, but how have you seen them?
Yeah, no, I think I watched most of the second half the other night, and against Barnet, it was a game of 2 halves. I thought, first half Barnet dominated the game, and then second half, whatever was said at half time by Kelvin Davis, it certainly sparked something, and they looked a completely different team and should have got something out of the game, if not won it. So they've certainly got players that can hurt you. They'll be buoyed by that second half performance, and they'll want to take that into the game on Saturday. So they are a team that pretty much a majority of the teams are in this league defensively. They're a big side, good in the air. Out of possession, they'll probably just sit in and be hard to break down, and then try to hit us on the counter attack. They like to get balls in the box from wide areas because they've got 2 big lads. So we need to deal with all these types of threats. We know what we're going to be dealing with, and if we can do that, as I always say, it's about what we do then in possession. And after last Saturday, the message is we need to do better in the final third, and that's the challenge to our players.
Yeah, and just in terms of injury news, obviously Anthony Mancini's the biggest one after last week. Joe Gray, of course, missed for illness. How are both of them doing?
Yeah, Joe's fine. He's been training all week, so he'll be fine for the squad and selection. Anthony Mancini, unfortunately, he's it's a frustrating one for everyone concerned, especially for the players and us here, as especially the medical staff here. It's an injury that should have only been 2 weeks, really. We were very cautious. We about sending him back in after his last injury. We didn't want him to break down, so we give him plenty of time. He had a good week's training leading into the game, and then I rang him on Saturday morning, asking him if he was ready to sit on the bench, and he said yes. And then unfortunately, it happens. He's broke down, or he's just felt it. So, I had a good chat with him on Monday, and we've decided with him, between us, that he's going to go back to France and see his people there, people that helped him with his hamstring. So I think that's the right move, to just get another viewer verdict on it, because we're all frustrated, and hopefully it can be resolved really quickly.
Yeah, and a few other players as well. Otis Khan, I know, is nearing a return. Josh O'Mara, still recovering, and also some positive news about Dan Dodds.
Yeah, I think Josh O'Mara, first and foremost, unfortunately Josh has got to have an operation. So we're just deciding this. I think there's 3 types of procedures that can happen, so we're just deciding which one's best for Josh. So he's disappointed. That's his season finished. Otis, hopefully, I keep saying it, he's back in the building. We're planning to get him back here on Monday with review to building up his fitness to get back into training. So hopefully that's not too far away. And yeah, of course, great to see Dodsey out on the grass on I can't remember the day, was it Tuesday now? And he got a round of applause for the lads, out jogging with Luke Hendry as well. So for his mental side of it, really, and he's delighted to see him. Of course, he's not going to be ready till pre-season, but as a player, it's always great to be able to get back and jog. So yeah, great news.